2018 is here now. You guys had a pretty good year last year, all things considered, schedule-wise, and not being able to get into the playoffs. But that was kind of how the schedule worked out in the draw, luck of the draw, I guess. But can you kind of talk about how last year was for you guys? And
well, we learned a lot. I remember about a year ago being asked similar questions about what to expect, and to be honest, I had no idea what to expect. Didn't know what I didn't know. We look at it, a 16-hour bus ride to start the season to Real Salt Lake last year, and just looking back on it, lots of positives. I can't say enough good things about the support from the club, the local soccer community, the venue, the players themselves. Our upstart franchise, and it felt, we got the news last Christmas as we has been well versed, and we got ready for that season come May. The players represented the badge. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the season we had. I'm proud of how they conducted themselves, proud of the brand that we played, and now that I know we didn't know last year, I'm excited about what's next for sure.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like there's a trend here with you and Tommy, and now you can be grouped into that because you guys had a pretty good inaugural year. Tommy's really good at picking teams. You seem to be just as good at picking teams. I mean, the squad you guys laid out last year, you guys had some pretty talented players, and it showed.
Yeah, I've done my best at showing Tommy how to pick a team. He's going to probably see this. I'm just kidding, boss. I'm proud of the fact we put together a team last year. I've told this story a few times. I was in Vegas, not for personal reasons, with the club, our DA program, and just checking my phone, and I got this email from Alyssa Waugh from Laval saying, hey, we want to play UWS in Canada. We played in Santa Clarita last year. So some of it, to be honest, if I'm blunt and honest, was a little bit of luck, but then we also had a good core. We put down a list of over 100 players' names last year, and we just went through the list. Who do we want representing the badge? Who do we want in the green and white hoops that'll play attractive football and compete and go into the unknown, so to speak? So we did that last year. This year, we've already started that process. We've got a couple new players on the horizon, signings that have represented their respective countries at high levels. We're excited about that. We've added a couple of very dynamic attacking pieces, and we were an attacking team last year, and we just bolstered that, so to speak. We've got a good nucleus returning. We're set up nicely in goal. We were just excited. Last year, I noticed that most teams had athletes and technicians, and some of us were maybe lacking in an area or two, but what we learned was we need both, and that's what we've done so far this year, and the teams can entertain.
So, I mean, obviously everything's kind of in motion now, and then how do you prepare now leading into the season, and when does the season kick off for you guys?
Yeah, we kick off on the road May 25th, I believe, at Salt Lake again. I'm super excited about that. Last year, I had no idea what we were going to see down there, and I was a bit frustrated afterwards. I remember calling Tommy saying, we could have done better here tonight, and I knew we could compete from that moment on, and I think we've got 3 points next week in Houston. So we're starting the season on the road again at Salt Lake, and I don't want to put anything on their bulletin board by any stretch of the imagination, but we know what we need to do now, and the preparation for that will start mid-April. We'll start our training camp, so we've got just over a month, 6 weeks or so to prepare for that. Exciting news on the horizon. I can't share the actual country, but we're in the works to bring a national team from a different country here to play us on May 16th, if all things and all paperwork comes across. I's are dotted, T's are crossed, so to speak. So we're in a process of doing that and adding our preseason fixtures, but May 25th is when it's real, and we'll be ready to go by then.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like we said before, last year was pretty successful for you guys, all things considered. How do you better that this year?
Made playoffs. I went to the AGM, the owners meeting in Philadelphia. The same sort of setup. You have to win your conference. There's 3 conferences to qualify for the Final Four. Then the host will get in. Last year we finished second. It's a tough conference. Santa Clarita is a good team. Very very professional organization. I saw this morning, popped up on my phone that they signed 3-4 more UCLA stars. So they're going to keep doing what they do. Real Salt Lake, obviously, is an MLS franchise. Colorado Pride are back in the league this year, and AJ down there in Colorado Springs does a fantastic job of putting teams together. We've got SoCal, who, like us, they're going into year 2, so they would have learned what we learned last year. And newcomers, LA Galaxy. That's another MLS franchise with, I saw a photo of their home stadium the other day, and fantastic in Orange County. So, that's what we're up against. How are we going to do? I think that was your question. I said this last year, want to win. It's Calgary Foothills Soccer Club. It's about that badge. It's about what we do, and we're going to go right after it. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't the intent.
What would you say for in kind of a ratio of academy players, homegrown Foothills players to players that you're kind of pulling in from other places? What would the ratio be?
I haven't done the math on it, but thanks for asking the question because I'm proud of it. We're going to have some kids in this team this year not because it's something that we want to feel as though we have to do to say, look what we did, but because they're good enough. We've got a couple 01 born players that we gave a taste to last year, and Maya Jones and Sophia Mondeka and so forth, and I was really proud of them. They did well, and they took their minutes and proved that they deserve another look this year and can play at that level. And then we have a couple O2s that have had exceptional years here the past couple of years, and we sent a couple over to Belgium on a little look-see, and they're going to get the opportunity. That's already been discussed, so we're going to have as many as 4 academy players homegrown in the UWS squad this year. We've also promoted to our Major League squad from our academy as well. And then we have some alumni that are still pursuing that game at that next level. So the core of the team will be very much homegrown here in Calgary, and there's still quite a bit of green and white hoops, Foothills, and that as well.
So if you had a message for fans of the ladies' game, because in this country, right now as it sits, the women's game has always kind of been the focal point when it comes to soccer here. So what would you kind of, to entice people to come out to the game, what would you kind of, one message for them?
Yeah, get behind it, support it. We're the only franchise in the country. It's the highest level of club women's soccer you can play in the country, and these are committed young women. They're intelligent young women, they're hardworking young women, they're pursuing their dreams on and off the field. They play entertaining football. They're in a league with some big fish. If you drop the Galaxy name or the Real Salt Lake name or Santa Clarita Blue Heat, they're playing against internationals. Many of these young women have represented this very country or the country that they're from. They're representing this city, this badge at Calgary Foothills. Support them. You won't be disappointed. Give it a try. Come out. We're going to go after. We're going to play up-tempo attacking football, and I think you'll walk away going, wow, it's not what I expected. And my goal and my ambition is to make it that's what people expect, as opposed to be, that's surprising. I want people to expect a good product and get behind the women's game, because we certainly do with respect to the national team. This is a high level standard as well, and we've got players that have represented this very national program, so get out and support it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Summit.